to Liverpool winning the title, and your thoughts on what sets them apart from the rest of the Premier League.
Well, I think they've come so far as a club, and as a team in the last few seasons. I think they've set a very clear club culture that they have been able to transmit to the supporters and generate belief. I think they have a very clear philosophy, the way they want to play, the way they approach every single game. And then they've done some really good recruitment, starting from the staff and the coach and all the players that they signed, that they are specifically for the way they want to play. So congratulations to them.
Do you see them as something of an inspiration for what you'd like to achieve?
Well, yes, because they were in a very different position 4 years ago, and they made a lot of right decisions, some very difficult decisions, so unpopular decisions, but the right decision for them. And they've been very consistent with their messages, very clear messages from top to bottom, and ruthless mentality to go every game with the same spirit and mentality to win the game.
The FA Cup is your chance for silverware. What would it do for this group of players to get their hands on a trophy this season?
Yeah, we are very excited. It's a competition that is very linked to this football club that has won it more times than anybody else in this country. And the players are excited, obviously, having the chance to go to Wembley again, even if it's empty. It's such a special occasion. So we'll try hard. We're going to face a difficult opponent for sure. But the boys are excited about it.
Do you remember what it did for you and the team in 2014, how much it galvanized you?
Yes, because it was, I think, 10 years before they won anything else under Arsene. And we could see that was the year we could have the opportunity to win it. And we all went all for it. But we had belief, and we wanted to go it and create something special again. And I think that was a platform to build again what we did after in the next few years.
Last one from me is just on Sheffield United. They got a draw at the Emirates in January. What catches your eye when you watch them play?
The clarity of the idea of how they play and how they approach football games. Very clear plans, very clear things, very clear patterns and roles, and a manager that has transmitted to the players exactly how they want to play. They did it last year really, really well, and this season as well. Look where they are.
We can go to Gary Cottrell next, please.
Oh, hello there. I'm here. Good to see you.
Hello.
It's the old question, really, with obviously a slightly different angle because of this mini season now, so many games so quickly. I'm talking about in the Premier League. It's the selection thing, isn't it? It's whether or not you go with your strongest team in the FA Cup, given that there are so many fixtures in such a small amount of time. How do you decide what team to play in this game?
If you write anything on your computer, you need to get Grammarly.
I write pretty much all day, every day, and Grammarly makes my writing better.
As a student, I like that it's free.
It actually is correcting everything as I'm writing it.
Grammar errors, spelling errors, and even helps me find the right words to use so I can say what I want to say.
It catches all those embarrassing little mistakes before I hit send.
I downloaded Grammarly around my freshman year because I was just horrible at typing.
Grammarly is like my secret weapon for writing papers.
It's the perfect tool for your resume. You don't want any errors when it's your first impression.
I use Grammarly for important emails, social media posts, which there are a lot of.
I've used every tool out there, and Grammarly is by far the best for improving your writing.
Grammarly is making me a better writer, and it's free.
I would recommend Grammarly if you're a student,
my family,
my peers, my colleagues.
It's like having your own personal proofreader for free.
Download Grammarly for free at Grammarly.com.
Well, we've been unfortunate because we picked a lot of injuries in the last few weeks. We need players to recover as well. And we are playing every 3 days, and the conditions with this hot climate are getting harder and harder. So yeah, for sure, we're gonna use some of the players that we used in the last game, but we'll have to rotate some of them as well. And we have to manage the squad now in the best possible way, because then it's Wednesday, then it's Saturday, it's Wednesday again, and the games are catching up, and players are still not in the best condition to compete.
And you touched on it there in one of your first answers about the fact that the semi-final and then potentially the final at Wembley will be very different because it'll be deserted. Does that devalue reaching those stages at all, or will it still be an exciting and worthwhile thing to go on and win?
I think it's always exciting to have the chance to go to Wembley, but you want to play the occasion. It's okay, the game, but the occasion is what it makes it such a special day. And to do that, you need people. It's all about entertainment, and entertainment is what it is because you have energy, you have passion from the fans, and you feel the energy on the grounds. Without that, obviously, it's never going to be the same.
And of course, as well as anybody about Arsenal and its FA Cup pedigree. It's got a real FA Cup love and history, hasn't it, the club?
Absolutely, and what we did in recent years is pretty remarkable and difficult to achieve, because it's a lot of games and a lot of tricky situations that you have to go through. But game management is a really important thing in these ties, and we need to know how to play the 90 minutes, the extra time, sometimes the penalties, and it's a mind game as well, this competition.
Thanks, Mikel.
Thank you.
Ian at TalkSport.
Hi, Mikel. How are you?
Hi.
Can I just pick up off the back of what you just said there about playing the occasion, and obviously without fans, it's not an occasion. And I think every manager I've spoken to in the last 2 or 3 weeks has mentioned that it's great having the football back, but obviously football is for the fans. I just wonder, having had this 2 weeks, do you think maybe we could have waited another 2 weeks or a month when we maybe could have got fans back in the stadium? Because from next week onwards, the 2 metre rule becomes a 1 metre.
No, I think we have no guarantees that we can have any crowd in the stadium in the next few weeks. So I think the Premier League has waited for a situation where they could provide a safe environment to the players and all the staff, and then slowly start progressing, but in this industry cannot stop for 7 months. There's so many people depending on that. I think they've done the right thing. It's not ideal, but it's much better than what we had 2 months ago. So we have to adapt to it, and the world is changing, and we cannot be any different. We have to adapt, but we know that it's all about the people. It's all about the atmosphere that is created in the stadium, and that energy that a football game needs. Without supporters, it's never going to be the same.
Absolutely. There's been a bit of negative press about Arsenal because of the 2 defeats you had prior to Southampton. But when I look at your squad, you've got a lot of good young players for the future, the likes of Nketiah, Willock, Maitland-Niles, even Zach Medley, who's been with your squad this week. Going forward, it's not all doom and gloom, is it? I mean, Arsenal is a club still progressing in the right way.
I have a lot of faith on all the young talents that we have at the football club, but we need the right stability and foundations around them to make sure that they develop in the right way at the right moment with the right amount of pressure behind them. And in order to do that, it's a process. And if you want to speed up that process, you risk to burn them, and to burn all the process. And we cannot do that. We have some really young players that are playing more football than probably they should been doing, but they are showing great maturity, and a lot of personalities to play in difficult moments, which is great for their experience. But as well, we need the other players to support them as well the right way, and that's why we are trying to achieve this balance to be very competitive, but as well excited about the future ahead of us.
And finally, it's sort of 2 barrel. Firstly, if you could let us know the team news and if Kieran Tierney's fit after coming off against Southampton. But also, I can't think of too many players who've won the FA Cup as a player and manager with the same team. And I remember interviewing on the pitch at Wembley after 2014. So you could go into quite a unique or certainly a small bracket of managers.
Yeah, I will try to transmit them how beautiful it is. A lot of them haven't experienced what Wembley means, and I have to try to convince them that it's worth the effort to go again after 3 days, and the effort that they put in at Southampton. And I'm sure they are very willing to do that. The rewards are really, really nice, and let's try to go again and try it.
And team news?
No news.
No news. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Mark from the Press Association.
This was me right after I started my business. You see, starting my business, that was easy, but maintaining...
Hi, Mikel.
Hello.
I wonder if I could ask you, there were rumours today in the French press that the club had held a meeting with Matteo Guendouzi during the week, and that during that meeting he'd said that he wouldn't be against leaving the club in the summer. Is that false, or is there truth behind that?
As I said the other day in the press conference, whatever internal issues we have, we will deal with them privately, and I'm never going to make any of that public.
In your mind, though, will Matteo definitely be an Arsenal player next season?
Excuse me?
In your mind, will Matteo definitely be an Arsenal player next season?
All the players that are here, I'm counting on them. If they want to jump on the boat, they are more than welcome. And that's always my mindset. I'm here to help all of them to improve individually and collectively, and that is my job.
Could I ask you about Hector Bellerin? Is his form been a little bit of a concern? It seems to me, and a few others that I've spoken to, that the injury seems to have taken a bit of toll on him, and especially with his pace getting up and down the right flank.
Well, as you said, he's had a lot of injuries in the past season that hasn't allowed him to be very consistent, even in training or the games that he's played. And obviously, when that happens, your level of consistency in performance always drops. But, you know, the effort that he puts in, the commitment that he's showing to the club and the players is always at the top. And his performances, can they improve? Of course they can do. And he's trying hard to do that. And we are here to help him.
And then just finally from me, I think at Southampton last night, with there being no crowd, it was very evident that Granit Xhaka in particular is very loud and very vocal on the pitch. I know he was stripped of the captaincy earlier in the season, but he is still very much a leader on the pitch, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a natural leader. He's someone that is always 1000% committed, not by himself, but to help all his teammates all the time. And yeah, I'm happy that you can hear more of him now.
Is there a chance in the future he might wear that armband again under you?
Hopefully I have 24 captains, and they all are willing to take leadership wherever they like. You know, it's not only one way to be a captain. You can be a captain in many different ways.
Every day, you use a number of tools to communicate with your clients, coworkers, and